Hey Watchdogs, welcome back to day 12 of Vlogmas. Today you're going to be with me as I walk you through how to train or exercise around an injury. Long story short, at some point yesterday I pulled or strained my glute and my left hamstring. So my left glute and my left hamstring. The only thing that different yesterday was I squatted 460 by 1. Which was about 3 pounds shy of like my all-time PR. Didn't hurt while I was squatting. I even did my back down work afterwards. Got my full workout in. It was a great workout. Everything went well. But when I went back to my evening shift, like that's when I started feeling like that strain in my glute. It started getting hard to walk, started getting hard to move. At one point I had to sit down because it was so painful. Got a good night's sleep, woke up this morning and it's still kind of there. In fact, like even my knees a little flared up, my hamstrings flared up, my glutes flared up. The plan today was to go in and do deadlifts and some chest accessories and other stuff. So I'm gonna pivot, and instead of doing my deadlifts, because I know if I deadlift it's gonna end up being heavy, I'm just gonna nix the deadlifts for today. I'm gonna walk you through my workout, kind of my thought process when I'm picking exercises, and just kind of show you that like even if you have a little bit of an injury, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to just go into full bed rest and skip your workouts. You can go in and still do something, just whatever's tolerable. So with that being said, let's get to it.
All right, so originally I had deadlifts planned, so I'm gonna swap out deadlift with some sort of back exercise. This is a pulley machine. I've never used it before. So we're gonna start light with this pulley machine. I picked this just because I've never done it before, but it is a back machine. So I still wanna work my back in some fashion. I figure I'll pick a different exercise that I've never done before. That way I don't have any weight associated with it, you know? I can just use it, have fun, and have a good time. The cool thing is when you've been working out long enough and you kind of have an idea of what muscle you're trying to use. Even if it's your first time using a machine, you can kind of put it together fairly quickly. So with this angle, I'm hitting my upper back. All I'm thinking about is pulling through my elbows, keeping my chest up, keeping everything engaged. Still pretty easy. We're getting close to the working weight. I think this will be it. I'm using wrist straps. I like using wrist straps whenever I'm doing pulling movements, because I don't want my grip to be the limiting factor. So I'll usually go all my warm-up sets without straps. Once I get to like a weight that's hard, I'll put straps on. That way it's the back that's the limiting factor, not the grip. We're gonna lean back just a little bit, make sure that the back is nice and stretched, and pull through the elbows. 1, 2, 3. Oh, not bad. 2 sets in. I think I'm gonna just call it at like 4 sets for the upper back. I'm getting in like 10 reps with 4 reps in reserve. Since it's the first time I'm ever doing this exercise, like I think that's fine. If you're within 4 reps from failure, especially on a new exercise, it's hard enough. You don't need to like max it out. So just keep that in mind. If you're ever like at a hotel gym or something like that, you don't need to max out that exercise that you're not used to. Just go until you feel like, yeah, that's about 4 from failure. I like doing 4 sets on accessory work. Barbell movements, I try to keep those like 3 because systematically they're just so much more fatiguing. But like cables, man, you do cables all day. So like 4 or 5 sets is awesome. Before I typically get a pretty good pump and feel it the next day. All right. Yeah. Easy. I didn't know that they had this cable machine here. I'd been using like another bench and a big old setup. I'm glad they have it. I really like it because it has a seat. So if you raise the seat, you can sit down and you can kind of change the angle that you're pressing at. But I'm using it standing so that way my shoulders and the cables are in line with my mid pec. So kind of like depending on how high you are, you'll change the angle that you're hitting the pec, which is why they have these cables down on the bottom. You probably can't see them, but if you want to hit the upper pec, you would have the cables lower than your shoulder. If you want to hit the lower pec, the cables above your shoulder. If you want the mid pec, have the cables more or less in line with the shoulder. One thing is with warm-ups, especially on accessory work, I'll do like maybe 2 to 3 like feeder sets just to warm up. You know, so bigger jumps, getting to where I need to get to. Rest, I'll take like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes at the most for like accessory work. Don't really need too much rest on it. Take note of how I'm doing this exercise. I'm trying to like really milk the eccentric or the negative portion of the movement and really spend time in that pause and stretch position. When I press, I'm focusing on bringing my upper arm across my body So that way the pec is doing the work versus just pushing out using the shoulder and the tricep. Oh, hell yeah. That felt really good. That was awesome. I got like 9 reps on my last set. It was like a max effort, so I lowered the weight a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on like just trying to get in 10 to 12 reps instead of just 9 reps. So I lowered the weight, that way I can get in a few more extra reps and really focus on getting that tension on the muscle. Big stretch. Ooh. Oh. That was solid. I love it. Got 2 more sets. It's kind of loud, so I'll talk closer into the mic. But my first exercise was kind of a vertical pull. Then I went into a horizontal push with those cables. Now we're gonna go into like a horizontal pull. So I don't usually like doing barbell rows, but I'm doing these because my glute and my hamstring hurt. And when I set up correctly on these, I load my glute and my hamstring. So I do want to work those muscles in some fashion. So I feel like just exposing them to some load and just seeing how I feel. And we're gonna go for like sets of 10 maybe. Doing my best to be as strict as possible with these. It's not a huge range of motion. We're just loading and slow on the way down, resetting between every rep. You know, like I said, these movements that I'm doing today I don't typically do. I'm just changing it up so I can get a good workout in without taxing the glute and the hamstring. You don't need to do 50 different exercises to get a good workout. Just pick a few exercises that you can train hard and train them hard. With good technique, you're getting a good workout. Technique that I like to use for the barbell row is resetting between each rep, making sure that my arms are long, the weight stays heavy in my hands. I feel some loading in my hamstrings. I try not to lift my chest while I pull. I think of pulling my chest into the bar. 4, 3, 2, final set, done. Next, I'm gonna run seated leg extension. I'll probably do these one leg at a time since this knee has been bothering me. Yeah, you see it shaking. So I may not need to go above, what is this, 40 pounds. Because it's already difficult for me to maintain a controlled eccentric. See, this leg feels a lot smoother. You're good, you're good, you're good. Yeah, if anyone ever walks in front of your camera and you get upset, you suck. Like, it's a public gym. I literally own my own gym, so if I wanted no interruptions, I would work out there. But it's hard for me to train at Watchdog, because then I feel like I'm at work. And if I'm at work, I want to work. So I come to different gyms just to like get that mental break. Oh, I think I'm done here. My knee is bothering me. But I got something. All right. Dear diary. All right, we're gonna go bilateral on these because I can never, even at the lightest weight, I can never do hamstring curls with one leg. So the thing I don't like about this machine is I can't get like my hamstrings. See how my legs can dangle down there? That's the lengthened position for my hamstrings. I can't really get them loaded that low. We'll figure something out. We're gonna try to MacGyver this. I think if I put this here, it'll lift my hips enough to be able to get my hamstrings fully lengthened. I wish this was my idea, but I got this from Mike Istertail from Renaissance Periodization. And I saw someone using this pad the other day on another machine, so I knew it existed here in the gym. So we'll give it a shot. Go a little heavier. See what we can do. Oh yeah, I got a little bit more of a stretch there. Just gotta bring this up a bit. Oh yeah, that's better. It's easy. I'll tell you, my glute and my hamstring feel a lot better now that my body's warmed up and I'm moving. which is why, like, if you are hurt, you don't want to avoid all movement. Like, you want to move to tolerance and find some way that you can move that's tolerable, and just kind of like lean into that, because it builds on itself. So, did I heal my injury? No, it's there. It just feels better. So some people like doing rolling and stretches. I don't do any of that stuff. I just move my body. That tends to work for me. All right, we got one more set on these hamstring curls, and then we got to do arms. All right, finishing off with triceps. So these are like katana extensions or katana tricep extensions, or overhead tricep extensions, whatever you want to call them. Grab these and flip. Make sure your elbows stay high, your elbow joints closed, and extend. Slow on the way down. Pause under tension. 2. Hey. Oh, those are tough. All right, so we did 2 sets overhead. Now we're gonna do 2 sets as a push down or press down. And so this is like a cross, you know, tricep cable cross extension or whatever you want to, it doesn't matter. I do a lot of bench pressing, so usually on the bench press my elbow doesn't close all the way. So whenever I do tricep specific, I try to pick exercises that allow the elbow to close all the way. Just come across, keep the elbows out, and extend. One more set. Well, that's it. I got a pretty good workout in. You know, you saw I did like 2 upper back things. I did a single joint leg thing, another single joint leg thing. I did a push with those cables, and then I just finished off on triceps. I have the energy to do like another 2 or 3 exercises, like, well, if I wanted to, but you shouldn't be leaving the gym feeling totally trashed and wrecked. Like, leave some for tomorrow, you know, leave some room for recovery. And so, like, it's funny because, like, people see me and they would think, wow, he's super jacked, he must like go super hard all the time. And it's like, nah, not really. Like, I'll push the exercise that I'm doing very hard, but the whole workout I try not to. I try to keep my workouts easy for the most part. That way I have room to recover and grow and get stronger. So yeah, especially like a day like today where, you know, I'm already dealing with low injury. My glute and my hamstring feel a lot better, like a lot better. Are they healed? No, it'll probably, you know, by the end of the week or next week I should be fine, as long as I'm not trying to do anything stupid. The next time I squat is going to be Thursday. So I'll see how I feel going in, and that's where it's going to require a lot of discipline on my part to not go heavy, relatively speaking, right? Without like making the issues even worse. But we'll play it by ear on the Thursday. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. See ya.